if you have to try to find a VA on your own, you go out and find them. Hopefully you do the finding right. You're probably not going to go down to 5.5%.
Virtual assistants. I wonder if you could just talk about like kind of what you guys offer, what the packages are, all that kind of stuff. And if somebody's just interested in just, getting somebody just to start closing real estate. And also I'd like to talk about a little bit about the expectation sides, because I think that was one of the things that was helpful to me. You said, don't do it if you're not going to give it at least 3 to 4 months to build some
Right.
momentum and blah, blah, blah. Because people don't always just instantaneously sell a house to you. There's sometimes a process,
Right.
and things like that. So I wonder if you could talk closely, firstly, what you offer, secondly, like kind of how that works and how it works kind of harmoniously.
Yeah. First of all, I never intended on having a virtual assistant business. But I was selling my, I had, so everybody in your audience has like digital marketers. I became a digital marketer on the side in 2020 and started selling the processes that I was using to train my VAs. And it sold like crazy. I did 7 figures in my very first year, which blew my mind. But one guy calls me up one day. He goes, "Man, I bought your virtual assistant training, and it's like the best training I've ever read." He's like, "But I just don't want to do any of the work. Can I hire one of your VAs?" And we didn't offer VAs at that point. So I went back to my team like, "Hey, somebody's asking us to find them a VA, train them like they were going to put on our team, but then hand them off to them. Is that something we can do?" And my team thought, "Well, let's give it a try." So it turned out to be very popular. We went to 7 figures very quickly in that business as well. And so what I do is I use my internal team. We don't use third party anything. We created the training, we created the onboarding, we created the screening process. We did all the work in house. I have my own HR team in house, but we
And you
find
guys
VA.
actually have boots on the ground too, as well, in the Philippines, right? Like there's actually a remote office there. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we don't have an office there. Everybody works from their home, but we have people there in the HR to pull people.
Yeah.
So basically, what we do is we're super strict because there's a lot of VAs out there, but that doesn't mean they're good. You have to find the ones with good core values, and that's very difficult to do. It's very expensive to do if you do it our way, but
A lot of
it's
screening.
what works. Yeah. Only 5.5% of the VAs we start with through the screening process actually make it and get placed with a team. Only five. So like if we interview 1,000 VAs and run them through our testing and screening process, only 55 of them get placed. Very small percent, like the Navy SEAL percentages. So anyway, we created all the training in house. We train with live leads, so we don't just give them classroom training. We give them live leads. They're on the phone. We're recording the calls. I have people listening to their calls, helping coach, deciding whether or not somebody makes it or gets cut. And then what we do, so they're ready to go. So if you hire one of my cold callers, for example, they have already done the cold calling and been trained, and you can place them in your business and they're ready to roll.
Yeah.
Same thing with our acquisitions VAs. They're already trained by me to learn how to negotiate and get $100,000 houses for 50 grand. So that's a very complex, time-consuming process and expensive. So these VAs aren't cheap. They're cheap per hour, but there's always a placement fee. That's not always super cheap. I'm going to make it cheap for anybody that comes through Frankie, though, just because he's a friend of mine and he's got a good group.
Yeah, make sure you guys mention my name to get the special hookup from Matt, because otherwise you can pay the retail price.
Right. And there's a vast difference between retail and the Frankie price. So basically, you can get a VA in any position. You come to me, I get on a call. Basically what I like to do is I like to get on a call with people just to feel them out, make sure they're a good fit for the program. If I get somebody on a call and they're like, "Yeah, I really don't want to do anything. I just want to hire your VAs and disappear for 12 months. I typically say, probably not going to work for you because you have to be involved in some level. It's like, be like a coach,
and there's just little stuff they'll ask me, like my VAs are like, "Hey, do you want us to focus on this area of the city right now, or do you want us to go here?" And it's nothing major, but like there's little decisions that have to be made. And if you're not available and you're gone and you're, too far out, you can't, do it.
Yeah. So I try to talk to everybody first and make sure that see if it'll work for their situation. It's typically only a 15-20 minute call, but it's worth, I mean, I don't charge for it. But it's worth the time because I can kind of help direct and guide and give us some advice. But basically, our VAs then get placed and they go to work. They're ready to go the day you hire them. Versus if you have to try to find a VA on your own, you go out and find them. Hopefully you do it with their finding right. You're probably not going to go down to 5.5% because it takes a full-time team just to do that. But then if you mess up, you got to start over. But let's say you get them in your business and now you got to train them. We do all that for people. So it's a turnkey virtual assistant business. But once you have it, they're good. These people want to work for you. They don't want to quit and leave. If they do, we always replace them at no price. It's not common. It does happen. It's pretty rare, but it does happen sometimes. So basically, you can get a hold of me or go to, we'll give you how to contact me. Make sure you mention.
I'll put a link below this for whatever we think the best link is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then if anybody's interested, just make sure you have to mention Frankie's name or else she'll pay a lot higher price. But we can help you get your side hustle going. The beauty of it is, like we've been talking, is you don't have to do the majority of it. You still have to be involved. You have to lead your team. You have to, be there to answer some questions if you have questions. But
if you do stuff like we do, like you already have the skill set. Like it's just like, for me, like one of the most exciting things is like you said, like literally first day you get a report from a VA, like, hey, I had a conversation with 2 sellers today who are potentially interested. Like you have leads day one. And that's fucking wild to me. Like that was like wild. It's like, holy shit, they're already talking to sellers on my behalf, and sometimes it's like, it's just little shit. Hey, I'm locked out of this thing. I'm going to send you a one-time code. Can you get me in? Sure. Okay. Here's the one-time code. Like there's little stuff like that, but it's not a new skill set at all to learn. And it's not a new skill set to manage for those of you guys. Like I know tons of you guys who already got VAs, who are already generating leads, who are already sending emails, who already know how to write copy. Like for the rest of the world, this shit may sound like rocket science, but in our world, like that's your wheelhouse all day long. Like you don't even need any warm-up pitches to hit a home run the first pitch, in my kind of opinion.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. We basically take somebody that really may not have a chance without a lot of years of trial and error. We help them kind of go to the front of the line and get going and get deals done. And here's a cool part. My team doesn't disappear after we place the VAs. Anytime you need help, I have staff that I pay that's part of what the service is, that they like to look at your KPIs every week. They have to make sure things are happening. If they see something off, they're going to say something to you or to the VAs and try to troubleshoot. So you still have us kind of hanging out in the background to keep an eye on stuff with you. I mean, we're not going to manage your VAs for you. That's your job, but we do like to keep track of stuff. And when we see something that isn't right, we say something.
Hey guys, if you like this video, you'll also like my book on Amazon called Beyond the Agency Box, which you can also find by my name, Frankie Finn. And it's got a lot of awesome reviews. And it really just goes deeper on a lot of things we're talking about, everything you need to grow and start a lifestyle agency, from the stages you'll go through to getting clients, to how to create winning offers, to high value deliverables, to wowing clients, to building teams, to building systems, and building a boring factory that's like a 7-figure money machine for you. So if you're interested, I put links for you in the video description, as well as it'll be in the pinned top comment below, and make sure to check those out.